Hey, it's Sydney. So I got to talk to one of Canada's newest artists. His name is Ryland James. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
Just want to say congrats on all your new music and your Roots promo.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel seeing yourself all over Canada and on all the Roots billboards?
It's pretty surreal, honestly. I'll still see myself, driving down a street in Toronto or something, and it's kind of crazy. I never pictured myself being there. I always dreamed of being there, but I never pictured myself, being in a campaign like this and then being all over and people seeing me, so it's really cool.
How does it feel kind of being the next generation following after Scott Helman and Tyler?
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember seeing them in this campaign last year, and just wishing that I could be there. And now that I'm here, it almost feels like I shouldn't be here, but it's definitely surreal and definitely crazy for me to actually be part of this company and this campaign. So yeah.
I want to start with your background, Guitar Hero. What was kind of like your go-to song?
On Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Probably I managed to play to a point where I was able to play Through the Fire and the Flames pretty well. That was the hardest song on it, and I managed to do it. And so that was kind of my go-to song to practice. But just to play, probably Slow Ride. That one was a pretty easy song. So.
Did you get 100% on those guitar solos?
I didn't. No, I didn't get 100% on Through the Fire and the Flames. I think I got 100% on Slow Ride though. So that made up for it.
Okay, so some just dream of what you're doing right now, but what gave you the flame to actually go out and do it?
Let's see. I think when I was about 10 years old, I heard this kid singing Who's Lovin' You by the Jackson 5 on Britain's Got Talent. And I remember seeing him sing, and he was around my age, and so I decided that I wanted to sing like that too for some reason. And so I sang it one day, and my grandma and mom heard it, and they told me that I was a good singer, so I kind of went along with it. And I'd always kind of loved music. Like I performed in musicals and stuff here and there, but that was what really I think started me in the direction of pursuing music. And so that's when I started to post videos on YouTube, because I think Justin Bieber had just been discovered at the time too off YouTube. So I thought that would be a cool venue or sort of avenue to put my stuff out there. And so I started YouTube and started doing a whole bunch of different shows locally and competitions and whatnot. And so yeah, I think it was that kind of moment on Britain's Got Talent when I began my singing career.
I want to ask, did someone hurt you? Because your vocals and emotions are so powerful and soulful, only being the age that you are.
No, I don't think anybody's really hurt me. I've had a couple little things here or there, but no, it's just, I don't know where that kind of comes from. It's just, I think, yeah, different experiences and things. I like to channel that into my music, and music is sort of an expression of my deepest, feelings and thoughts, and it's kind of it's the way of getting things out that I can't say in words, or that I'm too, nervous saying words. Like I'm not the best at talking, but when I sing or play music, that's when I'm able to just get everything out. So it's probably all those like pent up emotions inside that come out. That's probably where it comes from.
Do you ever find it hard performing like vulnerable songs that are kind of personal to you?
Definitely. There are certain songs I think that are easy to perform. There are certain light songs, and then there are ones that you kind of get into deeper territory with. Even with writing, it's really difficult to open up because you want to put yourself into the songs, but at the same time you also don't want to put like so much into them that you're just giving everything away. So it's definitely different songs are very very difficult to perform, and other ones are a lot easier for sure.
Your latest single, Good to You, awesome song.
Yep.
Was it hard for you to write?
Hard to write? No, actually, that one was probably one of the easiest songs that I've written to this day. I remember going into the studio that day, and I was kind of at the height of like a songwriting frustration that I had. I remember I'd been writing for a few months at the time, and I just remember like not exactly knowing what direction I wanted to go in with music, and I tried a whole bunch of different things, and writing was kind of difficult at that time. But then I remember going in with Locals Only Sound is who I wrote it with. I remember I went on a third day that I was working with them, and was just kind of feeling a little bit defeated with the songs that I'd been writing, but then I came in and they had this idea, played it for me, and it was exactly what I wanted my music to be. Like, as soon as I heard it, I knew that was the direction I wanted to go in, and so we sat down and the lyrics kind of just poured out. Like, I gave some ideas and kind of all organized it together, and we all just had these ideas that kind of fit perfectly together, and the song honestly came together, I think, in like an hour or two, and so it was definitely one of the easier songs that I've written to this day.
An hour to write a song? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So for overall the vibes of your new album, does it kind of follow Good to You?
It does, yeah. Good to You is the first song that we took that we used as like the direction sort of navigator, I guess, to figure out the direction of the rest of my album. So yeah, the rest of it is definitely in sort of that lane of that soulful sort of pop, but with some darker, production and in it. So I'm excited to reveal some new stuff coming up for sure.
As we speak right now, that song is climbing up the charts. What would you do if it hit number 1?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. When things like that happen, I like my whole entire, I don't even know what. I'd probably like, I honestly don't know. I'd probably like celebrate or something with my family and then my team and stuff, and I don't know, I'd just freak out.
Also, Say Goodbye was another song that you performed.
Right.
Will we hear that on the album too, or?
That one, you might hear that one kind of soon-ish. I'm not sure. I don't know how much I can say about the songs, but there's one coming out really soon that you might recognize, that you've heard before. So yeah, I'd keep a lookout for that one maybe. And
with covers, you also covered Mercy, and that went on to MTV Cover of the Month.
I did, yeah.
During that experience, did you start to see kind of that fandom growing behind you?
For sure, yeah, definitely. Mercy was one of the biggest covers that I put out, so for sure that was one of the big ones that got things going for me. I think it has a couple 100,000 views now, and that sort of opened my, I think, fan base a lot and brought in a lot of people in. So for sure, there are a lot of people that are still following me from that cover, and so yeah, it's definitely been sort of a gate that has opened me to another fan base, I guess, for sure.
And Shawn Mendes, he also tweeted you. What ran through your head there, knowing like a fellow Canadian artist who used to post YouTube covers just like yourself is where he is today? That was one of the craziest things still to this day that happened. It was, last April, I think, and at the time, I was just kind of plugging away at covers and posting stuff on my social media, but he was the first one, I think, that really noticed me and actually tweeted me about it. And I remember, it was like 7 a.m. I was getting ready for school. I got up and my phone was buzzing and going crazy with notifications. And I was wondering what was going on. And so I looked and I kept seeing like Shawn Mendes' @ popping up, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? And so I looked, and it was him, and I didn't believe it for a second at first. Then when I saw that it was, I couldn't focus the rest of the day at school, and people at school were like, oh, Shawn Mendes sees you, that's so cool. And so it was definitely a really cool day for sure, yeah. And you're also a huge Shawn Mendes fan. You saw him in Toronto. I am. I love his music. Did you learn or observe any performing techniques from that show? Yeah, definitely. I've been to a couple of his shows now, and he performs really, really well. So I'm always watching every concert I go to, different artists, what they do on stage and how they put on a show. And so for sure, he's been definitely a big inspiration in performing and music in general, for sure. And it's not just Shawn Mendes who's noticed you. With Alessia Cara and Scott Helman, you just did a mini tour with him in the summer. How was that? Yeah, that was really, really cool. Scott Helman tour was amazing. It was my first tour that I've ever been on, and it was probably the most I've ever performed in a month. I did like 7 shows within a couple of weeks, and it was really, really good for me to get on stage and just perform for audiences every couple of nights, because I'd never done that before. It made me really comfortable with the songs that I have and just performing on stage and whatnot. And then, yeah, Alessia, her shows were really, really fun too. She brings out a really good crowd, and yeah, both of them said that they love my music and stuff. So that was definitely a huge thing. I've been a fan of both of them for so long. So yeah, it's all the things that have been happening have just been really, really cool and surreal for me.
Are you surprised with how fast everything has gone by?
Definitely. I look back, and sometimes it's kind of surprising how long it's been, and at the same time, it's surprising how fast things have gone. Because I think I've been really seriously working on this with my management company for about a year now, and I look back and just writing, and then all of a sudden going on Scott Helman tour and Alessia Cara and you know, the Roots campaign, and everything just popped up within a couple of months. So it's been very quick and going by quickly, and just getting faster every day, and yeah, for sure, it's been a roller coaster ride.
You also got some backup dancers, I think, at the end of your little tour there.
Yep. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time.
With your studio, when you're recording music, you have like a nice comfy carpet, you like have some socks. Do you ever walk into the studio with a robe and slippers?
Not quite a robe and slippers, but I have walked in the studio. I usually walk in with some pretty comfy stuff on, so I write the best, I think, when I'm feeling comfortable, and it's like, yeah, the soft couches and carpets and stuff, those are the best places to write in and record for sure.
You've also worked with Tyler Shaw on some new music too.
Yeah, Tyler's great. He was the first person that I started working with and co-writing with, because I'd never co-written before until Tyler was the one who actually messaged me on Twitter and asked me to start working with him, and brought me to the management company that I'm with, 21 Entertainment Christmas Management. And so yeah, we've written a whole bunch of stuff together, and he's an awesome artist. So yeah, he's been a big help for me.
Were you ever intimidated by him?
I think for sure the first time I ever meet, you know, somebody that I've looked up to for so long, because I looked up to Tyler for so long, I walk in the room and it's definitely a little bit intimidating and nerve-wracking going in, but then as soon as you meet the people, you realize that they're very, very normal people that are just like you, and you just relate with them. So he's definitely, I think I was intimidated the very first day just before I met him, but then when I met him, it was all fine, and now we're good friends and stuff, so yeah.
Did he give you any advice about the industry?
Yeah, I think I remember the first couple times I was with him, he just said, like, make sure that you're always true to yourself, and your music, just sing the way that you sing. I remember even when we'd be recording demos and stuff, if I did things a little differently or whatever, he'd completely embrace that, because that's just part of your artistry. So for sure, I think the best advice that I could take from him, even unspoken advice, would just be to, yeah, just be you and be your own artist in this industry, and don't let people change that.
If one day you were told that you were going to tour with an artist that you've covered before, like Shawn or James Arthur, how would you kind of react?
That would be really, really, really cool. Even how I reacted when I was going on tour with Scott, that was just, it would be crazy, I think, to go on tour with somebody that I looked up to for so long, because I've dreamed for years now, almost 10 years I've been doing music seriously, and to actually live that dream and go and do that would just be, I think I'd be in a little bit of shock. I wouldn't probably show it too much on the outside, but inside I'd be like jumping inside.
And I want to end it. Fans on the West Coast are eagerly waiting for you to come over. Is there any possibility of that happening soon?
I think so. I think I might have some stuff coming up possibly that I'm doing on the West Coast. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. I'm not sure exactly when, but hopefully really soon. And when I say really soon, I actually mean soon.
Not like Shawn and his soon and like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was awesome talking to you, Ryland.
You too. Thank you very much.
Can't wait for that cover. That was Canada's Ryland James. You'll definitely be hearing more about him very soon. Catch his new single on YouTube alongside his amazing covers. I'm Sydney, and thanks for listening.